Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Chris, the podcast on which I share my life with you and address anything you comment in the, comment section down below. So if you've got a subject you'd like me to talk about or a question you're curious to know the answer to, feel free to ask and I'll get to it as soon as possible. I do try to make an episode every day, though, life gets in the way sometimes. Anyway, today is a bit of a special day, but the funny thing is, I woke up not really feeling as if it was that special. I've woken up and I've just started doing my routine as usual. So I really do think that doing this thing is helping me a lot. Like this whole routine stuff. Routine is difficult and I don't really, it's a bit of a weird routine to get into to do a podcast of all things. Maybe that's not for everybody. But definitely try to establish a routine, especially if you have trouble staying focused. So today's my exam, and that's what I was going to be getting at. That my first semester examination as a multimedia designer is happening today. And yes, I'm nervous, of course I am. Because it's an exam. There's so much judgment, so low criteria for anything to go wrong. And that's just the way it is, right? Sorry, I keep sniffling, and I know I've been doing that for a couple of episodes now, but it's because of my allergies. So you're gonna have to live with it, and I really hope that that's okay. At least I'm not blowing my nose a whole lot. Anyway, I'm nervous about the exam, sure, but this routine thing is actually helping me, which is also why it's so nice to do it. Now, yesterday I unfortunately didn't get to upload Nightcore. I've started doing that every Wednesday and Saturday, and it's still pretty new, so missing a day is actually a huge deal to me. That said, I feel like it's okay to miss one upload when it's like in the middle of my exams. Because yesterday was the exams of my group mates, and I went there to support them, and I ended up staying pretty late to support a few more people. One person actually did fail, and she failed because she had not written a reflection on the learning goals. That makes me nervous, because what if my reflection isn't good enough on the learning goals? Because I kind of just did it loosely. Anyway, that's, there's nothing to do about that. If it's a report thing, then I'm gonna have to rewrite it, and that's no big deal. And it has to be a report thing, because I don't see myself failing the quote-unquote interview. It's called a presentation. So we have to present for 5 minutes, and then there's 10 minutes of questioning. And yeah, I'm nervous because there are a few things that I'm not 100% on. And I feel like I'm gonna let them know. For example, the 5 Ps and the golden circle. I'm going to let them know that I know how to use it, but I know what it is, I know how to use it, but I'm not sure how to apply it. And I just, it would be my luck if they asked me about the 5 things that I don't know much about. That would make me really frustrated. But then again, even if they do ask me about those things, I still see myself passing, because I can answer almost everything, right? There's nothing I can't do with... they asked me about color codes, and I can go on a long-ass rant about colors. And they asked me about design thinking, and I'll be able to go on a long-ass rant about design thinking. And I've actually been... Now that I think about it, I should bring a pen and paper in there. Just to... have it ready for them. I don't know. Should I do that? I could write up the double diamond model. And then be like, I knew you were going to ask that. So I actually brought a representation of what my favorite interpretation is. That might be a good idea, actually. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll do that. Sorry, I got distracted, just started thinking about that. Oh yeah, and to those of you who are new here, that's not necessarily something unusual, because that's kind of common here, that I just start thinking, this is supposed to be a conversation, really, or rather it's supposed to simulate a kind of conversation, where you get to imagine that we are talking together. That's why it's so informal. That's why I'm not doing it, like I'm not cutting it, I'm not adding effects, all of those things. It's to make it informal. So far, though, it seems like people don't really care much for that. Though I've had very few people who listen past the intro, so, you know, I probably just haven't hit the right person yet. I'm not going to change it, though. At least not anytime soon. Might change it in a few years. But for now, this will remain something for me. But yeah, my group mates, by the way, one of them got an A, and the other one got a B. And these two girls, apparently it was her first ever A, and she gave me a hug and everything. She was so appreciative of all the help I'd given her. And yeah, she earned that A, I'll have you know. Could she have done it without me? Perhaps not. But she earned it. There is no doubt about that. Because she worked so hard for it. And, you know, they both did. They both worked hard for it. I just think it's really unfortunate that the other one, quote unquote, only got a B. God damn it, I need to stop saying quote unquote. Anyway, because she's never gotten an A either. And I think that would have been the greatest victory for her to get that A. Because she came out crying. When she had been at her exam, she cried. It was too overwhelming, and she was sure that she was going to fail. And then she got a B, you know, and she was kind of, you know, started talking about how much she hates people who do that, and she was so sorry, and it's just like, you don't have to be sorry. It's not really your fault. There is a lot of pressure. And there is a lot of unnecessary pressure when it comes to examinations. And, you know, I just need to pass. And I'm not afraid of the presentation. I'm afraid of having made some dumb mistake in my report or something. I'm afraid of having done something in a way that they're not satisfied with. That'll end up with me failing. Not because I did a shitty presentation, but because my report is wrong. And I feel like them doing it like that is them making a fool of us. Honestly. They're trolling. That's what they're doing. And I am going to have a serious conversation with them. Both if they fail me because of something like that, but also in general, a lot of us have talked about writing a formal complaint letter in which we detail the issues that we have with the exam. No, not just the examination, but with the schooling in general. There have been a lot of issues. There's been a lot of stuff that really wasn't necessary. A lot of disjointed stuff. And it's, yeah. But look, if anyone, honestly, I'm a bit arrogant at times. But if anyone deserves to pass, it's me. I have put in more work than anybody else. And, the third and second semester students have seen me put in this work. They've seen me being there every single day, even though I didn't have to. I don't come there to work. I come there to support. And then I work on my own time. I have worked and worked and worked. I've made more modifications, more changes after handing in than anyone else has. At least that I know of. I could be wrong. So, yeah. But it's more so, I deserve that goddamn A. I don't even want an A. Well, sure, an A would be great, but I just deserve to pass. That's all I want. I want to pass. And I am going to pass. Unless I made some stupid, silly mistake. And honestly, them planting that fear in us, I feel like it lessens our ability to properly present. And in a workplace, your boss wouldn't threaten to fire you if you send in a link wrong. No, he'd tell you, please get it right next time. And then you'd send him a new link. Right? It's ridiculous, really. And I've worked hard for this. I even wrote that damn report. I wrote that report while I was on vacation, which kind of was my own choice, right? But still, the point is that I didn't just leave school and then not put in any more work. I kept working even while I was on vacation. Yeah, so... yeah, I'll get my grade, whatever it is. But I won't fail. I refuse to fail. And, if they do fail me, honestly, I feel like they make a mockery of ethics. Not just if they fail me, but in general. We had one girl crying yesterday because she failed, and yes, okay, admittedly, hers was a big deal, She hadn't done that part at all. But it's just they have warned us that they can fail us on technicalities, and they have to fail us on technicalities. And if they do end up failing me, then during the conversation, I'm going to tell them that I feel like they make a mockery of ethics. It's ridiculous, and they need to learn to behave themselves. There is a way to do things, and this is not it. Honestly, and that's also what I'm going to be writing in the complaint letter regardless. I don't know. I'm just excited for it to all be over. So in a few hours, in 4 hours, it'll all be over. Won't have to think about it anymore. Won't have to care about it anymore. Unless, of course, I don't pass, in which case I'll have to think about it for a couple of more weeks. Yay! But then at least I'll pass then. Now, the thing is, if I don't pass on the second attempt, I need to immediately move my plane ticket. Because that can only be done prior to the first flight. And I don't know if that's prior to the first flight in my package or prior to the first flight in my, one-way trip. I'm not sure about that. So I'd have to do it immediately. I have to figure out when to come home. It's so stupid. I've never been anxious about exams before. Well, I have been nervous about some exams and such, but I don't suffer from anxiety. But I feel like they've just planted it in us. It's like they wanted it to be bad. They wanted us to suffer. Nah, I don't know if they wanted us to suffer, but yeah, there's just something wrong about the way they handle things. But all I can do is do my best. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna make the best presentation I can, and then that's gonna have to be it. I mean, there's nothing else to it, right? What else can I do? And yeah. Anyway, sorry, I keep spacing out. Maybe I am a little more, I am a little stressed. I said I wasn't nervous, but of course I am. It's an important examination and it has very real consequences for me if I don't pass. So, wish me luck, you guys. Okay? Thank you, and thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that you won't miss the next episode where I tell you how it went. I'll see you tomorrow for the verdict. Bye-bye now.